Tell us how you really feel. Okay, right. What's his deal?
I've just been recording you guys.
Oh, terrible.
That sound like crazy people.
Tell us how you really feel.
I just did.
All right. So, how you guys doing today?
It's a day. It's a day.
Okay.
The first part is over, you know, work and all.
Yeah.
So it's a day. Yeah. Oh, it's a better day now. I'm at home.
Yeah. I feel better.
I mean, we're at the studio.
Oh, look at us. Great.
The studio.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just shattered the effect.
I know. I mean, oops. Yeah.
Nice.
I mean, were people thinking that we were at a studio though? Like,
don't
to
know.
be
Possibly,
honest,
that's what I think every single time. I can listen to it. You could be saying you're doing it from home, and I still feel like you're
I
in the
know,
studio.
right? It just feels like it's not at somebody's house.
Yeah.
Although
we
I
can't
feel
see
like
anything.
now, I feel like a whole lot of times though, it is at somebody's house.
Yeah. Now.
Yeah.
But that's the beauty of it. Because we have to, when you listen to like a book or podcast or something like that,
you listen to a book.
shut up. You can listen to a book.
Yes,
I don't.
audio.
I would hate. I'm sorry.
don't
I
do it.
couldn't do it. That would be the
Actually,
worst.
I don't mind it.
Nah.
I
It
don't
depends.
know.
Well, see, I don't know because I don't know what people are using those audiobooks for. But because
I think
I
a lot
don't
of times
read
long
like
driving
bio.
trips
I
and
don't.
stuff.
I don't read like biographies or shit like that. I read like fantasy stuff, and I need to be able to like see it so I can visualize it. Otherwise,
get
like
it.
if
See
it's
the
somebody
words.
else's voice, it
Yeah.
sounds weird.
Yeah.
I get
You know what I mean?
When
Because
you
I'm
read-
doing voices in my head.
Yeah.
So it's like
No. I mean, it's a whole nother dynamic to reading and what it brings.
You imagine a
to
voice
you.
in your
Yeah,
head.
no, yeah.
That's
It's
what it
like if
sounds
if somebody like once you describe the character and then that voice
Yeah.
comes, I'm like, that's what he sounds like to
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
You know what? I'll never forget when what's that?
Yeah.
Chronicles of Narnia.
Yeah.
Came out, and
You know
I
what?
remember.
I imagine that.
No, that's what I was gonna say.
Actually.
When that came out, I kid you not, everything from them going through that closet, I imagined it just like that.
Yeah.
It was crazy. Like, what does that say? Does that say that he was so good? Because I wasn't the only one who said that.
That's what I think it is. He was
He
good
was
at
so
describing
good
things.
at imagery. And,
As far as I'm concerned, he got it all wrong. It was a lot darker in my head. Like,
okay.
Everything's
like,
darker in your
like
head.
light wise. Like it was never daytime. It was always nighttime. I don't know why.
Tell us how you really feel.
I'll get real sick of you guys. Somebody's gonna get beat up. Somebody's gonna get me absolutely murdered. That's over here. Y'all stop that.
High five. High five. She has great moments. She does.
You know, every once in a while.
All I'm saying is, in my head, the world was darker. Hey,
Oh,
could
you wanna
you
hear-
hand me that other notebook?
Actually,
You wanna
I
hear-
didn't get
Could
the
you hand me
dark-
that other notebook, please?
You want to hear about another moment I had? I never forget this. This is when I was going to school for ultrasound.
so many.
And for whatever reason, this teacher asked,
Messed up the pass off.
do you know where hot weather comes from or something? I can't remember what the whole
Did you
context
say
was.
because they
No.
got all them teeth and no toothbrush?
No, I said, well, you know, when there's an area, low pressure, everybody just erupted. Like, because I was just like thinking about what they say on the news.
Can you hand
And
me
I
that one
said it
again?
like that. And
Something
I
ain't
just
right
said
here.
the whole thing and you just ignored it.
'Cause
Yeah,
honestly,
well,
I don't
cold
believe
pressure.
you. I don't
You already
believe
knew
you.
where it came
But
from.
I said, no, I did. But I said it
wasn't
like
there,
that. And
so
I
I
was
don't
like,
believe
well,
you.
you know, when there's an area of low pressure. And everybody started cracking up because I was like, that's what they say.
You know what's crazy? I've done stuff like that where I said something and people are like, haha, and I'm like, no, I'm dead serious.
I'm like, I don't know if it's right. I'm just saying what they say. But it was just at that time and people weren't ready for it. They were like, really? She came with the weatherman?
I totally wrote these notes down yesterday.
You
and
did.
don't
I
know
saw
where
you
the hell they
writing.
are.
I
Yeah,
saw
what the
you
heck?
writing.
I've only got 2 of these things. What the heck was I writing in? I'm confused as hell. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, what the heck? Are you sure you didn't write in this?
I definitely didn't write it in that thing.
Are you
Wow.
sure?
I really just...
You thought you wrote it in one of those books. And you didn't.
It's got to
And
be
I
in one
didn't
of
see you writing.
because I remember bookmarking it with the stupid thingy.
Yikes. I
Oh,
can't-
here it is. Ooh, boy.
He's like, what the heck did I write?
Scared as
The
hell.
whole...
Dang.
I wrote a whole thing. I don't know where.
It's not a lot, but I mean, I wrote something. I was having a hard time doing notes for this movie.
All right, so the movie.
This is Christmas with the Kranks, not to be confused with a better movie just called Crank.
Whatever. I don't even know.
Nobody would
Wow.
ever confuse that.
Anyway.
You never know. Somebody's out there, all they heard was Cranks, and they're like, oh, I love that movie. And then they're like, oh, this isn't nothing like Crank.
I get it. I would associate something like that too.
Except wasn't crank with a C for crank?
Yeah, but we're not spelling it. No
It's
one's,
when you
if they're
hear
not
it.
saying it, you just hear it.
Yeah.
Oh, Ogie.
All right.
You guys are getting crickets every time. Every time you do that. It's nonsense. You guys are terrible at it. Why do you have two?
When I run out of that one.
If she
Never.
stay ready, she ain't got to get
Because every
ready.
time, like, you know, she gets up, she gets something, and I'm like, hey, bring me back. You know, I don't want to have to do all that.
Well, you just did anyway, so it doesn't really make a difference at this point.
Did I?
Yeah, just now. Whether it was action or not, you said it. So, I mean, it's still in there. Still, it's in the thing.
Yeah.
Tell us
you
how
know.
you really feel.
It's not giving what you think it is.
It is.
Anyways, here we are.
She knows it's good. She knows.
Yeah, no. Women in comedy.
Yes. This was my movie, Christmas with the Kranks.
Yep.
Both John and I have seen it before. Tracy
Yes.
had not seen it. He had heard of it.
I saw the previews when they came out.
Yeah.
It looks
That was
exactly
a
what
long-
would have happened to me.
No, it looked different than what it turned out to be. But it's a weird thing. It's a weird thing. I thought there was going to be more of the conflict, but it just seemed like a mishaps movie than it was like a conflict
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah, it was like conflict, but it was almost inadvertent conflict.
That's what I mean.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
it
wasn't.
It definitely like sets you up to believe like that's going to be a big thing, but it's
Yeah.
kind of like not.
Except
there's no
it's the
real
kind of thing you think
protagonist.
shouldn't be a big thing. So that therefore makes it kind of a big thing because it's like, who in the real world is gonna be like how people
Yeah.
acted like that? You know what I mean?
This was a goofy movie, you know.
No, a goofy movie is a goofy movie.
Where's your crickets now?
Okay.
I was just stating an actual fact.
This was a movie that is goofy.
Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah.
There, very true, very true. But it had. Well, let's just go on.
Oh, do you want me to do a synopsis?
Have we been doing that?
No,
even?
we
No,
haven't.
don't
We haven't
need-
been synopsing anything. We haven't been.
I don't care. I like it. I like.
Well,
having
then do the synopsis.
I
No
like
one's stopping you.
having,
Mom just asked if we've been doing it.
Okay. All right. So, this is a movie about the Kranks. You got Luther Crank and you got Nora Crank, and their daughters in the military. or
Peace
whatever.
Corps,
Peace
not
Corps.
the military.
Oh, okay.
Totally
What is the
different.
Peace Corps? What is
I mean, it even has peace in their name. They're definitely not in the military. It's like when you see those movies with those dudes who go to like different countries and hand out blankets. Yeah, it's Peace Corps.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
there's-
what that is.
Yeah, they're missionaries of sorts.
Yeah, without being missionaries.
Without being
They're just
missionaries.
people volunteering.
Oh, so they don't get paid.
No,
No,
it's total volunteer.
you know, it's usually a white guilt thing. Because I don't know a lot of brothers who do that shit. I know a lot of white people who be like, "I'm gonna go hand out blankets in Ecuador." Like,
No, I don't even think it's that. It's that
It is.
they're not. No, it's that lack of that white lack of fear. Start thinking about it. It's like, I would love to help, but then it's like, what, the jungle? What?
Wait,
There's
wait.
animals there?
Crazy mosquitoes that give you diseases?
Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do that. I don't think I'm gonna be able to help.
you guys are thinking way too far.
You have to get shots.
The food situation would already be like where I'm like, nah. I didn't even get that far. The mosquitoes or none of that shit. I was I was like, so wait, what do y'all have to eat out there?
No, my first thought.
Y'all don't microwave
bathroom situation? Yes. Oh gosh. Yeah.
No. It's different for me. I can go anywhere.
Oh, what?
What
yeah,
about,
like literally, I could just go anywhere.
I'm judging
what
you.
about poop?
Yeah, I'll just dig a hole.
I'm judging you.
I've done it before.
You. I mean,
shut up.
Look, you got to do what you got to do, but
yeah, no.
I'm judging you. If you're not thinking about
out of all the things that bother me, the food situation would be the one that got me the most because I'll be like, I'm not giving up my comforts.
Yeah. So
y'all don't got cookies out here? Can't do it. What's your pie situation looking like? None? All right, cool. Yeah, I'm not going.
We got this fruit juice.
I am not going. He was like, no, they have this very good thing. They make it out of whatever. I'm like, nah. Y'all don't got hot dogs?
They say it's really good. It's really good for here.
Y'all got burger? Like, what's your restaurant? What's your fast food restaurant situation look like? Y'all got a Popeyes out there? No? All right,
They're
I'm
just
cool.
gonna look at each other. The fuck is this guy talking about?
He was like, the Sailor Man? I'm like, nope, I'm out. I can't do it. These niggas don't know what Popeyes is.
Yeah.
All right. So, okay, she's in Peace Corps. We just learned something. I learned something. And she goes off
to the Peace Corps. She's going to Peru.
Oh yeah. She goes to Peru. You know,
so
they're preparing for Christmas without her.
Yeah, that's the basic.
That's pretty much the start of this movie.
Yeah, and decide to do something different. Essentially,
that wasn't even synopsis. We just start out the movie.
Yeah, pretty much because your synopsises are always a little more detailed than a synopsis should be.
I'm not good at.
Yeah, you know what a synopsis is? It's another S word. It's called summary. You know,
I'm not good at describing things briefly.
Clearly,
because when I describe them briefly, then they make no sense.
Because as soon as you added the names of the characters, it's like, oh, this is the story of.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But you're right. Your synopsis is completely accurate. Their daughter's going to Peace Corps. They're dealing with Christmas without her for the first time in 23 years is what they said.
Basically, yeah. Yep.
So she's 24.
I guess.
I don't know.
Probably 23.
Well, not necessarily.
Yeah.
So depending on the time of year.
Okay. Something about that.
I'll say 24.
Early 20s.
Yeah. Because she already went to college. And because they were saying when she come back. But this was like going away. She was going away, the Sunday after Thanksgiving. So that's when she was leaving.
This movie doesn't do a good job of telling you how much time has passed.
It doesn't.
Because I was confused as fuck for a long time of how much time had.
It seemed like days at a certain point.
Yeah, and then it was like, they'd be like, no, weeks ago. I'd be like, weeks ago? What?
Yeah.
I was like, when?
Well, no, if you think about it, in terms of when he was saying it.
But I'm saying as far as sometimes showing how time passed, it was it was a little confusing at times.
In the movie, it transitions. They don't have to say anything, and you can tell it's a little bit of time.
Yeah,
later, the way they
I get it.
The only time I could tell is with that Botox shit.
Yeah.
Yikes. Yeah, because his face went back to normal.
Yeah, because I was like, time. But I don't know how long Botox lasts, so that could be anything.
What I was thinking. I was like, maybe it was a couple of days.
It could have been hours for all I know.
But we do know
because I didn't know that she left after Thanksgiving. I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah. They took her to the
airport. He was saying because he was complaining about why she decided to fly out the Sunday after Thanksgiving.
Oh yeah, he was saying that's stupid. It is
it's the busiest travel.
Yeah, because everybody's going back home. Yeah, it's pretty dumb.
Yeah.
So that's where we basically we open with them waiting, to have to take her and
Tim Allen and Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yes, two great people. And they take her to the airport, and of course, the mom, Nora, is having a fit. Her baby's leaving and going to Peru. I would be kind of stressed out behind that. But he's like, she'll be fine. She'll be fine. The whole works.
Sorry, I was clearing my throat. Really sorry.
Excuse me.
Now she's doing it. You got to grow.
Copycatter.
Oh, wow. Anyway, so, it just starts out mishappen just from the gate, basically. And they went, mishappen.
Okay. Where are we at now?
We're still.
They dropped her off and now she's telling him that she needs something. She's making something, for the people at work, some kind of treats, and she needs some chocolate and some caramel or some stuff.
Was she specifically about was it the white chocolate or something?
Yeah,
like
the white chocolate.
And then she was like, he went in and he came back and he was just like, I couldn't find.
And then there was this.
Like,
he wasn't gonna go in because
she's like, fine, then I'll go. And he's like, I'll go.
Yeah, she guilted him into doing it
because it was like he's like, it's raining, and she's like, but I need it, and he's like, but it's raining. And then she's like, okay, well, fine, then I'll go. And that's when he's just like, oh, fine. Because you know what that means. It's like, that doesn't mean that she's like really meaning it like that. It's like, you probably want to go ahead and say you're going to do it because life is not going to be good.
That's going to be a quiet
that's
car
why
ride.
Women are terrible. You guys manipulate people.
Car ride home,
terrible.
or a loud car ride home.
Terrible.
One of the two, yeah. And then basically the Santa Claus was outside offering him an umbrella. It's like, you need an umbrella? He's like, no. And then he goes in there, he comes out, it's pouring. And then he goes across the street and then he comes in, gives her the bag. He's got stuff, but he
forgot the white chocolate.
He don't have the white chocolate. And she's like, you don't have the white chocolate? He's like, they didn't have any. And then that's when she said, did you ask whatever the guy's name is? Who? The butcher.
And I'm with him on this because
Like,
I don't know why she said that with such confidence. But he was like, you know what? I never thought to ask the butcher where the chocolate is.
Look, I'm guessing this. She knows his name. She's around here a lot. Maybe
But
she's
he
asked him
doesn't.
things
He even said who. So you can't assume that he knows what you know. If you guys are cool like that, that's you. Then you go in and go get your white chocolates.
So he goes back, and I think it's starting to rain even harder. So by the time he comes out the second time, then the Santa Claus dude offers him umbrella again. He's like, no, I don't need an umbrella. And then he's coming out, he's offering it again, and he's having a fit, like throwing a tantrum because he keeps asking him.
Well,
and
what
then
he says is, why would I need an umbrella? I can't get any wetter. And then he immediately gets wetter because the awning breaks.
Yes, basically. Yeah, no, not basically, exactly. And he's soaked.
Yeah, good times. Nobody likes to be soaked.
And so as he's soaked, he turns and look at that. There's an ad for a cruise.
Oh yeah.
So he's like, wow, look at that.
Caribbean cruise.
Yeah.
No less.
Caribbean.
Oh my gosh, stop it.
Caribbean.
It's Caribbean.
It's going to be Caribbean forever because that's what I started with, Pirates of the Caribbean.
That's your fault.
I've never heard anybody say Pirates of the Caribbean.
Well, because theirs is specifically Caribbean.
Right.
But it's called the Caribbean.
Yes.
Not the Caribbean.
That's too bad.
That's how white people
like
say
my
it.
whole life, okay?
Telling you didn't see that Kermit the Frog song where he talks about it.
What?
There's a Sesame Street skit of him talking about being from the Caribbean. And he says Caribbean. Kermit the Frog.
Oh, from the Caribbean?
Probably not,
No,
but
he's just singing a song.
it's a song.
Jonna, you remember Bob from Sesame Street?
Bob?
The white guy, older.
Oh, yeah.
He died a couple of days ago.
Why she always...
I was about to say, God damn, every time. How do you manage?
No.
I'm not killing these people.
Christy Alley.
Yeah, she died yesterday.
Yeah. That was a sad one.
Moment of silence.
She was in a movie with Tim Allen. I don't do moment of silences. They're weird.
It was a small moment, but it was a moment.
Yeah.
It was for better or for worse. Funny movie.
Yeah.
Funny movie.
All right,
man.
back at it. Let's get back to
this is when he decides, he starts plotting and planning, goes to his office, starts using his little ad machine and figuring stuff out.
And honestly, that's a lot of goddamn money to be spending on Christmas.
Okay, but you got to no. But look at it.
They spend more.
No. But listen, the point is, the money is not just it's everything. It's Christmas. It's food. It's the party.
Still a lot of money to be spending on Christmas.
Yeah.
It doesn't change that it's a lot of money to be spending in a month
That's
for
not our,
one thing.
Look, that's not our life.
Yeah, but still, it's theirs. And even then, but even like you said, it's not our life, but it's theirs. And if he's concerned about the amount of money that you spend, then that means it feels.
I don't think he was as concerned as he was that they could do something else. which is what this
I'm
whole
sorry.
thing leads
If you
to.
show me those numbers just in general, I'm gonna be like, yeah, we are spending way too much money on
What
Christmas.
the heck?
So he comes and basically presents her with an idea.
It's misleading. She thinks it's sex.
Yeah, this is when they're at dinner, and he's like, "I got an idea." He runs out. She's over there, but look.
Well, 'cause, yeah,
No,
'cause-
he said something about this something about you, like I'm about to deal with you or something, and she's like,
Oh, because he was like, oh, you eat your whatever pudding. I don't know what it was, pasta. And he was like, no, I don't want that. He was like, I'm done with the pasta, but I'm not done with you.
That's what he said.
And then she was like, oh yeah. And then she unbuttons her vest, that
Which is
ugly
over her
piece of
turtleneck.
shit vest.
Like, what-
Yeah,
that wasn't revealing much.
she, if anything, she unrevealed. I don't know
it's not even Saturday.
that shit. Oh god,
Does it get like that when you're older?
what movie was like? Was it Fun with Dick and Jane
Yes,
where they did
yes,
that same thing
yep,
where they tried to
yep.
schedule it in? That shit is hilariously stupid. But yeah, so he does. She thinks it's sex. It's not. He is.
He was like,
He's got a pretty good pitch. He does the whole thing. He has
Yeah.
the boom box or whatnot, and he does tell her to clear the table. She says she
really got
she
excited.
talks about make sure you close the blind. Like yo, she was with it. She was 100% with it. And if she was
She
Sigourney
even drank her
Weaver, I'd be
wine.
with it too.
She
But she's
drank
not.
her whole wine down too. She's like, "Oh,
And
get
his.
loose."
And his
And
wine.
some of his, yeah.
Well, enough. Yeah, so basically he essentially pitches her the idea of skipping Christmas.
Yeah.
And at first she's not with it. And she's kind of
No.
like, "No, we can't skip Christmas and this," but he makes good points like, "Okay, but
He's
you
like,
know,
it's
for the
only
most part,
$3,000.
He's like, basically,
not even just the
half-
money though. It's
he
the
was
thing
saying
like
that
with
initially.
the kid, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like usually Christmas is for the most part a family situation. It's just them. So there's no reason to go all out for
Right.
Christmas this year.
and
We don't
there's
have
no
a kid with
reason They
us.
couldn't go and
Yeah, there's nothing stopping us. Let's do
right.
it. Let's do
Let's
something
do it.
for us once. And she was like, I don't know. Christmas is kind of a big deal.
You know what it was that stopped her? She wanted to give $600 to the church or something.
Well, they always
like
do
that.
that anyways. I think.
Oh
that was
yeah,
the
that's
thing.
what's like. They always do the donation, and then that's when he was like, nope, everything, and she's like, well, then no.
Yeah. So he does the donations.
He finally gives in on that, and then he's like, because based on his calculations, they still coming out good.
Yeah,
So-
I mean, because they were
I mean,
already
if you
saving
spend
the
more than
300,
3,000,
3,000. Yeah,
every Christmas,
Christ
that's
in a basket,
crazy.
3,000, man. That's rent. Like what the fuck?
I'd have to have some money.
That's the money you're
Get
well,
saving.
yeah, but
That's the
this is
money
what
you're
I'm saying.
saving.
This is what I'm saying. It's like it's a different life.
Chicago, my
But
ass.
okay, when I think about that, I feel like that it would have made more sense. I feel like they should have been in a more high end living.
No, those
they're
are
in
good.
suburbia.
Yeah, that's where you want to be.
They were in the suburban neighborhoods. That's
Like
how
you
they
don't want
live.
them. You want them to be like in a mansion or something like
That's
that.
not-
but
no.
like low income.
no,
No.
those are
No,
those
they're
are
not.
those are.
Did you see the
comfortable-
size of their house?
Yeah, that's a pretty nice house.
Yeah, that they it's just that's how people live like that.
Maybe it
Yeah,
just didn't look nice.
I would. That's that. See, that's like
Maybe it just
that's
didn't
where
look
I
nice.
want it. I don't want a big ass house. I
forgot
want
this
that.
is the early 2000s.
Yeah, where people aren't just trying to.
I want
yeah.
that. I would want that. I don't care how much money I make. I want that. I don't want the giant. I wouldn't want a mansion.
Yeah.
I'll
that-
lose
But
my.
I mean, they
I'll lose
all
my
like,
shit.
and you got to realize that they probably at that point what they're paying for their mortgage is not as much as what they're paying
But I'm saying
now.
the people who
So,
live like that and in that kind of
yes,
income, not housing. I keep saying that.
But look at the diversity of the people who live there, though.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like he does something, she doesn't work. I think she does
Right.
mostly volunteer work.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's like they're still living off the one income. So also, you know, and if they're able to do all this charity work and stuff like that, I'm sure that's a conversation like, hey, we don't need this
Right.
in order to live this.
Well, that's
right.
good.
You
And
know?
people
It looks
also
like they live a little more
and also what they do.
Well, it gives them the time to be able to go on things like and do a cruise or
Right.
spend $6,000 on Christmas.
That sounds nice, actually.
Yeah.
That's a perfect.
But
side
you got to
house.
realize that people do plan these things out. It's not like, oh, they just today's check and they plunk it down $6,000. They've been saving
Yeah.
all year
Yeah.
and using, or they use the credit cards and they pay,
I don't know if I
pay it
would
off.
save
That's
more
still
than $3,000 for Christmas alone.
That's still disposable income, and I need it.
Yeah, no. I would Christmas.
But again,
alone,
I don't care how
would
much
not.
it is.
But again,
I need
What
it.
kind of parties are you having? You spending $4,000 like that?
I mean, okay, neither of you have actually thrown a party.
You don't know that.
All you need is alcohol.
Okay, so you've had people, you've had
What are you talking
kickbacks
about?
and get-togethers, and how much money have
Look.
you? Hold on, how much money have you spent on stuff like alcohol and stuff like that?
All you
More than
need
I
is
would like to.
alcohol
Yeah.
and food.
Yeah, but that's okay. But I'm saying,
$200.
Now, see, the smart thing, see, what you do is you breathe, you put BYOB on all the stuff, and then everybody brings some alcohol, and all I got to do is supply the one thing. Everybody else brings some, we got it. And then Little Caesar's been killing it with the $5 pizzas. Everybody wins, man. Like, it's easier now than it is.
What kind of
but,
food are they cooking?
but also, I'm not doing
$4,000?
but that's Christmas
Oh, they
parties
must
too,
have a
man.
shitload of decorations.
But
too.
not even just that. It's just, it's
and that's
Christmas.
true, and that's what he's talking about. It's decorations. It's the
That goddamn
tree.
ham.
I'm only worried about the food and the alcohol.
Yeah.
Okay, we're
That's
getting
all.
stuck on something. Just understand sometimes that you don't get it because that's
don't.
not your life.
I don't.
So this is their life.
Yeah,
I love
he puts
Christmas,
out.
though.
He goes to work and he puts out this kind of unnecessary, but I also
He
understand.
did a Jerry Maguire about Christmas.
Yeah, he basically put out the memo like, "Hey, I'm not participating in Christmas,
So don't give me nothing,
anything. I
'cause I
won't
don't
give you
want-"
anything. I will." He was like, I'm not gonna bah humbug you or anything like that." He's like, "I'm just not."
I'm not mad.
I'm not participating
Right.
in the Christmas festivities. Remember, I'm not mad. This is just something that we are doing.
And he
Be
passes
cool.
it out to everybody.
But the way,
Immediately.
but you know what? That the memo itself isn't the problem. He kind of passed it out like a little bit of a dick. Like,
right?
like some people, he was just like slamming. One person, he was just like messing. He was like, whoa. Like, dude, you can't do both.
So what we know now is like this is an event that happens every year, and then people are familiar with it.
But
Right.
Christmas,
They do a big
No,
shindig
what
every
they
year.
do, that they throw the party
Yeah,
and
that they do a
do all the
shindig
stuff that they
every
do.
oh yeah, this stupid party.
every year, and I'm like, dang, they invite everybody like that. That's why I feel like the house should be bigger. I'm like, if so many
That's what
people
I'm
are
saying.
in
You
on
still,
this,
it's still a decent sized house because they were able to have all those people in there comfortably.
is it?
Yeah.
But I'm saying like it seemed like the whole town. Now that seemed like
No,
a
the
shitload
street,
of people.
the neighborhood. It
No,
ain't the
it's
town.
not just the neighbor. It's
Oh
the
well,
people
it
at
would be
work.
some people at work.
Some,
yeah.
not everybody.
Not
just
everybody.
just that one
But
girl
why is the whole
and her
town?
husband.
Even the whole town, even priests.
Because no, what he's talking about too is they do stuff like, at work, they do stuff like we do, whatever, Secret Santas, and people give each other stuff while at work, and that's his
That one-
that's
'cause-
his receptionist.
because, yeah.
His receptionist, so he gives her something and all that.
What
stuff.
it was
So-
is when that first guy who finds out because of the Christmas photo,
right.
he was upset with Nora because she wasn't getting a Christmas photo this year or whatever.
Right.
And he was like, "Oh, you guys always have really good Christmas photos." She was like, "Yeah, we're not doing it." And he was just like it couldn't compute to this motherfucker. Like he was, you're not getting a Christmas.
No, the Christmas cards. That's right. Ordering her Christmas cards.
Still
Right.
like a Christmas photo.
Yeah.
But it kind of seemed like everybody knew they do big things.
Yeah.
and-
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, to a degree,
Well,
but
it
not
looked
everybody
like,
was
but it
in
looked
that party.
It looked like they all do stuff and they all do it together.
The people
And
that
so,
were at the party though were the neighbors, and it's
Yes.
not like they all go because remember,
yeah, they do.
no, they go this time. That's what I'm saying. Like, okay, let's continue.
I don't know because they don't make it clear who goes to this party
Yeah,
every year,
but
but
it seemed like everybody in
Yeah,
the town
but
goes.
enough people go that it's a big deal.
That's what I'm saying. It seemed
Well,
like
it was different
every
things for
single
different
person.
people because the ones her friends when they went to lunch, the brunch or whatever they were at, they were the ones because they definitely go
They're
to the
white.
party.
It was definitely
Yeah.
a brunch.
Yeah,
But I'm saying, okay, so when we continue, I'll bring this up. But they let everybody know. Everybody's shocked and bummed out about this.
but it's various things. It's just like the not getting the tree,
But
the-
no. Let's get to that point.
the calendar for the police.
So I don't remember
Yeah,
his
all those
name,
different things,
But
yeah.
the dad and kids are selling a Christmas tree.
Right.
They're one's a Wolf Scout, the other is a Cub Scout.
Yeah.
They both suck.
So he refuses to buy a tree. He's like, we're not doing Christmas. They're shocked about that. They're like, oh man, this asshole. And then Frohmeyer, in which Nora considers the neighborhood's unelected warden.
Because she was right. She was like, you could have just bought the tree and put it in the back.
Right.
Because I think it's, for her, it's a little more than that. It's about contributing to the community. For him, it was like, fuck that. I'm not giving you guys a dime. I'm not giving a dime. Fucking thing.
He's kind of being a dick.
He's being a dick. He's going the extra mile because he's going out of his way.
He's like,
instead of just being like,
Christmas.
we're just not doing Christmas. We're going to be gone or whatever the case may be. But yeah, so then, she says, oh, Frohmeyer's good. They're hiding, by the way, in their own house.
And whispering.
And whispering.
She was like, why are you whispering?
The same reason you're hiding behind a curtain in your own house.
It can't be the same reason because they can't hear you through the window when it's
But that's the point. They already know they're home.
But, so...
Frohmeyer,
that's the neighbor. He's like, she says, the unelected warden of the neighborhood.
I put Christmas warden.
And he learns of them not doing Christmas. And so he's
played by Dan Aykroyd.
Really? We'll see about that.
Yeah, he talks to Luther about it or whatever.
Point of contention, I do hate that name on a white guy. No, Luther.
Oh,
Frohmeyer, I don't care. It's a nonsense name. On Dan Aykroyd, it's fine. But it works. It's Luther on a white guy. It's weird. It's weird. It doesn't feel right.
It doesn't.
Because I don't know.
Look like
when I hear
it's like Tyrone. It's just certain names that just don't.
Yeah, I don't like white
guys.
Even
Dwayne.
Yeah, that is a weird one. Like white guys.
I've heard that on a white person,
but it's always spelled like D-U-A-N-E.
Dwayne, and they say Dwayne.
Like it's Dwayne.
We say Dwayne. We say Dwayne.
Dwayne.
It's like two syllables
Dwayne.
when we say
D-A-W-A-N.
It's true. I've never said Dwayne.
No, it's Dwayne. Dwayne.
They say Dwayne. It would be like Dwayne.
It's Dwayne.
Yeah, exactly. Daryl is another one.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I haven't met a white person named Daryl.
Yeah,
I haven't. Confused.
I don't think I've ever met a white guy.
Well, there's Daryl Hannah, and that's a chick. Daryl Hannah.
Who's Daryl Hannah? I've heard the name.
Splash. That's it. That's all I got.
No, Kill Bill.
She is in Kill Bill.
Yeah.
She's in this movie called something about the white cave bear. It's a stupid movie.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's interesting. So how some names evoke, but it's like I like that girl that was the Playboy bunny chick, Kendra. I'm like, how your name Kendra?
Yeah, that's a weird one.
And I knew. Well, there was a Shanae that worked with me when I was up in the desert.
White?
Yes,
Shut up,
Shanae. Yes, I was like,
black?
No, not even. And she was like, I get that a lot. I'm like, I'm sure you do.
Shanae. Wow.
Yeah.
That's definitely not common in the white community.
It's not. It's like they're starting to infiltrate. But anyway.
Amen.
Yeah, I know. I'm talking about with the names though.
Now
you're not gonna be able to tell. Usually when you hear names, you're like, I know she black.
No, for real. This dude named one of my coworkers' name is Omar. And I was like, I thought he was black. I was like, he must be mixed black.
What is he?
He's Mexican.
Well,
that's not uncommon.
I don't know. That's the first time.
Really?
Yeah,
no, I've done some Hispanic Omars. Anyway,
all right.
So anyway, he's like, okay, fine. Well, let us get Frosty, or just give telling them to bring Frosty out because they all do Frosties and with Frosty the Snowman, so to speak. And this is where he's being a dick about it too, because it's like, why are you so strong about keeping Frosty? Because she's like, he said they would just do it, just give him Frosty, and he's like, no.
Well, no, and that's what's crazy because at first he's like, no, I'm not gonna do it. And that's when you get the, ooh, I'm gonna get crazy shit going like in his head, but. Then she's at home while he's at work, and they're outside like, just give us Frosty, we'll put it up ourselves. And I was like, I get it, but that's a little weird. That's weird. At a certain point, I would be like principals too, because they're on your lawn screaming at you.
I think it was on both sides. Principal for him, he's like, I said we ain't doing Christmas.
I get that. He's being a dick.
And then principal for Frohmeyer, because he's like, No, we do this every year. Every
Why,
one
yeah,
of
you
us puts up a Frosty.
But it's like, I'm not gonna be here.
Just put that
Just let it
Frosty
go.
up.
It's not your business. It's not that big of a
No,
deal.
No,
Honestly,
They're
you know
both
what?
crazy.
Wait. No, I'm looking at it when they keep showing the scene and they show the house
Yeah.
and they show it amongst all
It's
the
the
other
only
houses.
house-
That does look like an asshole house.
It would piss me off. It would piss me off, especially if I'm the one who coordinates how this neighborhood looks.
And it's like
Christmas
this
time.
one house.
But you're also the one who appointed yourself that title.
Doesn't matter.
You're not no
Look,
goddamn
and guess
neighborhood
what?
watch.
Then I'm about to break into your house.
Get the fuck out of here, dude. That shit's crazy,
I'm
dude.
about to steal
Like,
Frosty.
you're not gonna be terrorizing my wife while she's upstairs
Look,
chilling, scared as shit under blankets
Look,
in her own
It's
house.
also an OCD thing. Don't be the only house without your Frosty up. You have a Frosty in your basement, just take him out. We will put him up. We will make him look nice.
Yes.
It's insane. And he was like, just drive out.
Oh gosh.
And then, yeah, as
She had to
usual,
escape.
this weirdo comes through and he's like, he puts his hands all in the window and shit. It's extreme.
But she's
But this is
the way she's
This
running.
is the severity of the situation in this movie, okay? Christmas is everything. Christmas is everything. So he's got to stop her. He's got to be like, get Frosty. Bring me Frosty right now.
Or else what?
I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. But that is
neighbors.
also part of like,
And he's telling her to stop, and she just keeps driving. He's running on. Then she puts the window up and catches his hands in the gloves in the windows, and then he drops
Slides
off the
out.
scene. And then she's like, "Oh my gosh!" It was just a whole
yeah, it's a whole thing.
crazy.
But then
scene.
that's also a
But
little
she got
bit
away.
part of like where the movie ends for the Frohmeyer versus situation, and it just becomes like one mishap after another
Well,
after that.
There's no real
Well, it was
protagonist.
just him. It's just like all of that's what I was saying. It's just all the
It's
different.
everybody.
Even when that's what I was saying. When the police came, like you
Yeah.
always buy the
Everybody
calendar,
confronting them,
and you wouldn't
basically.
even buy.
But
the
that's what I
calendar.
mean, because what it is though, like I said, they make it seem like
everybody's calling him and that-
Frohmeyer is gonna be the guy who gives them the most
Oh.
problem. And after that shit, he was just home icing his fingers for the rest of the movie. Really, like he wasn't doing a whole lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't get the calendar from the cops, and they're kind of being dicks about it.
I know.
Because it's like,
the real
fuck you,
dicks.
man. I ain't gonna get no goddamn calendar just because you a fucking
Trying to be all intimidating in front of him and stuff.
fuck outta
Yeah,
here. And then
so
they
then-
try to use it against him later, which is illegal, by the way. But whatever.
Not in this
Chicago police.
So then she meets him at the mall. No,
Not yet.
No, first
she's
thing-
she's like reading to like sick kids with diseases. Or
No,
something.
that was after that.
I thought that was when he comes.
Botox.
Oh, that was that one. Oh,
Yeah,
that
yeah,
is
yeah,
that
yeah,
one.
that's the Botox
She's
one.
doing something. Where is she? Where he meets her with the bikini? Where are they at
Yeah,
dinner?
that's the mall.
Oh, they're at the bar because she's drinking the beer. I remember because you were like,
Yeah.
"Oh, is she drinking a beer?" And
Yeah.
she's pounding that shit.
Yeah, and
drinks, it
he
looks
brings
like.
out the bikini, and she's like, "I am not wearing that." And he was like, "No, not for the trip." And then he brings out his little tight, what do you call them, Speedo looking things. They go to the mall to the tanning place. Oh my god,
This lady is disgusting.
She looks. She's a white.
She looks like a hot dog, dude.
Who's disgustingly
She's
tan,
she's got Hulk Hogan skin color, man. It is disgusting.
and she's
And
like platinum blonde.
She got
the goggle eyes and shit. Yeah.
like that is not. Cute.
It's terrible.
Look,
And they got the nerve to
listen
say
everybody.
they look white and dead and all that stuff. It's
Listen
like
The nerve.
listen to all the white people. Like, just don't risk skin cancer for tanning. Like, you just look funny.
Also,
you look weird.
if you've never seen Final Destination, I believe it's 4. Don't fuck with those things. You will burn alive. I saw it in that movie. It was fucking scary as shit.
you don't need it. You don't need it.
There are things that I have avoided for like so long because of Final Destination.
Being
one of
behind
them,
logs
one of
of
them
a
is
truck?
one of them is the gym. One of them is the gym.
What was
That was
the-
that same movie.
trying to
Final
remember.
Destination 4.
You know what?
The black dude's in the gym talking about how he's invincible and he's never going to die because, of course, he has to be an arrogant asshole. And there's these swords at the gym at their school. They come down. They don't get him. And he's like, woo, yeah, I told you I was invincible. And then he's doing the fucking like arm weight thingies. And they snap and they come up and smash
Ow.
his head. And I was like, So for a long time, I'm not going to the gym because too much can happen.
I think I've seen almost.
But
all
I'm
those
over that
movies.
now.
I just put a lot of that shit in the vault. 'Cause, like, I'm gonna go nuts.
No, there's a lot of. I don't
If
remember. I
about
think
that's too much.
I've stopped watching after that one. I might have seen some of them by accident, but there are too many.
The one where he's in the pool and then his booty hole gets caught and the thing and
in the drain. Is it?
That,
Yeah, I
that
haven't
one really,
seen that one.
really
Also,
took a toll
what
on
the
me.
fuck?
That one took a toll on me mentally.
I'm gonna tell you, I've always been afraid that thing down there is gonna get me. I don't know what the fuck it is.
Like
Because they say it's a.
and the Rugrats.
Oh, the kid who got caught under and
She's
shit.
scared of the taking the plug out the tub.
That was Chucky.
That was
was
Chucky.
that oh, it's Chucky. Oh, I
Look,
thought it was a Chucky.
I was scared of that too.
She was.
I was literally
She
scared
was.
that there were
She
sharks in
used
the pool.
to have a fit.
First off, pool sharks are real, and I think you guys really have to start taking this more seriously. Pool sharks are real as fuck. They're the most dangerous kind because they show up out of nowhere when your
No.
imagination doesn't.
This girl would have a fit. She would have a whole. Let me get out.
I really was
Hey,
trying to get sucked down that
Look,
drain.
that's what I was saying. Like, you guys think I'm crazy, but I believed everything I saw on TV at one point. So it's like all that shit is real. All of that shit is real.
For real, you're
I
like,
thought
you
that
know
you could
what? I better not
legitimately
risk
become Inside Out boy if you swung over the fucking top of the swing, which is fucking possible, by the way, unless somebody pushes you. You can't just swing over the top like that.
It's not easy either.
It's not. This shit is hard as fuck.
You would have a chance of going too high, but not high enough and hurting yourself.
Yeah, you would go up, and then your momentum would bring you back down. You would go neck first into that bar. You're dead.
Also, there is
That was crazy. I couldn't believe that Inside Out.
There's
boy.
also-
Yeah, that shit was disgusting, low key. Like,
It
there's
was.
also another dimension beyond your dryer lost socks.
Yes, of course.
called Narnia.
There's a sock troll out there.
That's what they're doing. They're just stealing all your shit.
Anyway, so they go in there and she's trying to do the little tanning thing, and she ends up clocking herself.
Well, yeah, because some dude goes in, he's like, oh, he's perving out on her body.
He stands there for like 2 whole minutes.
And then he's like,
staring.
"Oh, I'm sorry." I was like, "You're a weirdo, dude. Why the fuck? What are you even doing here?" They never even
Okay,
explain who this
look.
dude is and how he got there and why he's here at this exact spot being weird.
Have you noticed? This is just one of those odd towns with a lot of white people.
A lot. There's only one
yeah,
and a half black families because you have the one black family for sure. We don't know whether his assistant lives on that neighborhood. I don't think she does.
I don't think
so.
she
We don't know
does.
where she lives. She might not even live
she
in the
probably
city.
lives in the city. No, she probably lives in the city.
Yeah, in the city, not in the subs.
Yeah,
You know where she came from?
she
From Wellsville. Well, she played Will's mom.
Yeah, okay, gotcha. That only helps
Just to
if
clear it up for
everybody knows
the
that.
listeners. That's why I
This is
said
true.
that. Because she was probably from Wellsville.
I know. I said it yesterday.
I know.
And mom was like, "Yeah, she said other
So
stuff."
actually, see,
didn't
Bernie
say that.
Watson actually came
Will's
from
mom.
Welcome Back, Kotter.
Will's mom.
Before that,
Will's
so she was
mom.
from New York.
Will's
first.
mom.
Then she's West Philadelphia,
Will's
being
mom.
Will's mom. Now she's over there with the Kranks
Where
in
is this
Chicago.
located? What is the setting?
It's Chicago. Well, the city
supposed
is
to be
Chicago. It's a
Chicago?
suburb. It's a suburb.
Okay.
So it's Chicago.
No.
Because,
Chicago.
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 Yeah, and Dan Aykroyd, he's like, oh, I can talk like I really talk on this movie.
Dan Aykroyd.
Is he-
Oh,
is
that's
he-
his name. Yeah.
He's from Chicago? Oh, I couldn't, he might
Him,
does
John
sound like
Candy.
that.
I know John Goodman is from Chicago.
Yeah.
Shut up, really?
What's her name? Jane Lynch.
I didn't know that. That's
I
interesting.
know that name.
She's the tall, skinny white girl
Lady
lady.
from
Yeah,
Glee.
She's not a girl. She's a
Oh,
grown
really?
woman.
I can hear it.
She's the woman, old, not old, but
Mm-hmm.
Okay, back to the movie.
Anyway.
Movie.
Tell us how you really.
whatever.
That's enough.
It doesn't get old.
That's
I've
enough.
seen that one of like a million times, and
It's
kinda
still
gets me.
hilarious every single time. And it's getting funnier every time.
So she bumps her head in
Beetlejuice.
the tanning. Yeah, I caught that. She bumps her head in the tanning booth because that perv or whatever, and she comes out to the front, where there's the
Everybody
entrance
can
and
see it's
people
the
can
mall.
see
But
the
like,
passing.
here's the thing, because she asked for a Band-Aid, and this bitch is being very disrespectful
I
about it. She's
know.
like, "Oh my god, I guess."
No, she was.
Like, and then she's like, "Oh, can I get a towel?" She's like, "I was getting you.
I'm trying to find you a Band-Aid.
I was like, "Well, what? Do you not know your job? Where's the first aid kit? Like,
Right.
you're supposed to know where that is." God
Hello,
damn,
everybody's got a first aid
you
kit.
doof. So then, the priest is there for some reason, and
He
he's
passed
like,
by
Oh, he passed. Yeah, he's walking by.
they were like, and then of course they asked a stupid question: "What are you doing here?" It's like, "It's a mall. I'm Christmas
But
shopping."
he's staring. He is
He
like,
is. He's being weird about it.
yeah. And she's trying to cover her titties with a towel and stuff like that. To be honest, she's got big old tickle bitties. I'm like, I'm a little jealous. She got tickle bitties. Yeah. But I don't blame him. I get it. I get it.
Anyway,
The problem here is he's trying to shame her.
yeah,
Like,
big time.
are you kidding me?
Wait, they shaming about that, then shaming them about the Christmas thing because they're not.
That shit made the newspaper.
Oh yeah,
You fucking kidding me?
because he comes out because Luther comes out in his little speedo to see what's going on with her, and then he
This is
sees
why-
all them.
This is why I'm confused about it. Everybody knows they have a Christmas shindig. I'm like, who is everybody in the town? How many people is it? How many people
That to
did they
me,
invite?
I need to know what newspaper that was exactly. Because if that's like a neighborhood paper, sure. Also,
Yeah.
don't put my picture in the fucking paper like that. But if that's like
Wait, did
the
we even
city
see
paper,
anybody take a picture?
yeah, there's some dude there with
Oh,
his
you did?
phone or
Okay.
something.
Weirdo.
Yeah, fucking weird. It is weird. It is pretty fucking
Everybody
creepy.
was just
Because
saying
it's like,
it off.
so yeah, it makes the newspaper. I would have been gone already. I'm like, bro, fuck this. We'll go. When does this cruise leave? Let's leave now. Fuck this place.
So yeah, so they in the paper,
And so and we didn't say it earlier, but he stepped on the cat earlier, and it was
oh yeah, he's
it was
actually stepping on the cat a lot.
the owners
Yeah, pretty much
for this
every day.
lady named Bev and her husband
Old
Walt?
guy. I don't know his
Walt.
fucking
He's
name.
an
Yeah,
old guy.
Walt.
They're older people or whatever.
He's annoying as shit.
So he don't really like him. He keeps calling him old man. He calls Luther old man or whatever. So he I guess no. Nora finds out through her friend, which is the daughter of Bev, that Bev has cancer
No,
that
that's
came
not
back.
her daughter. She's just another
No, she
lady
was
that
saying
knows her.
mom. She
No,
was saying, oh.
no, she said Bev. You just giving her children.
she did.
No, she didn't say that.
Okay, we'll see. I'm gonna
Because
look it up.
they do have a kid
Right?
apparently.
A guy, a son, and apparently he never comes.
Okay, so why did her friend tell her crying like that? Was
Because
her
they
family?
know
Because they're
her.
just that's just neighborhood shit.
Yeah, and she's just probably ultra sensitive.
Well, yeah, only one of them was crying.
Okay, I'm gonna find out. Just you wait. So, anyways,
Fucking weirdo.
so now they're getting harassed. The cops stop by, then they're being all jerky and stuff like that, and then you got the carolers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they
That
harass.
shit would have been a
that
problem for me.
Who's Walt sent them over there.
Yeah, he was like, "Oh yeah.
could use some
They
Mary.
really like some cheer. Yeah. Go ahead, sing as loud as you can." But it's
Honestly.
weirder because it's like they're out there, they're caroling in these fucking Charles Dickens costumes, mind you.
That's because he said they're not doing Christmas, and that's the caroler lady. She was
She's
like,
like,
"What?"
Well, she was like Muslim. Fucking come on, every fucking time. It's like I want to be like, that's racist as fuck. But white people are just also very ignorant to shit, so they just be like
That was the
Muslim.
point. They were trying,
Yeah,
they were trying to be pretty funny with that.
I think they were making. I think they were just making a bad joke. And Muslim.
So yeah, they're caroling their hearts out.
It's annoying as
literally harassing them.
They're just singing it all fast and
They're
hard.
singing. It's only Jingle Bells.
Well, first, and then
God.
they start singing. Was it
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Was it?
Oh,
Yeah.
we wish you a Merry Christmas. I thought it
No, I
was.
think it was Rudolph the
You
Red-Nosed
guys
Reindeer.
don't know. It was one of them Christmas
Either way,
songs.
they hide in the basement, and she finds them in the fucking basement and screams Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer at the top of her goddamn lungs. Like, at a certain point, I'm turning the sprinklers on.
Right?
That's what he's like. They're trespassing.
100%. And she was like, they're not trespassing, they're
So
carolers.
look.
Sons of bitches.
Oh, and
Look,
then he
decides
sprays.
to-
Oh
yeah.
my
He
god!
decides to get vengeance, and he sprays with the hose his whole lawn. His
And that shit
walkway.
freezes up,
Oh
turns into
my
a goddamn
gosh.
ice ring. And then he sprays the cat, which
What an asshole.
Fuck
cat
that.
did nothing but just chill
Nah,
in
that
his
cat
driveway.
needs to get the fuck out the driveway.
So he wet the cat like an asshole.
And he froze.
Which that cat should be dead
Yeah.
Sure, in real life.
Yeah.
This is true.
in real life.
And so everybody falls, and then Nora's over there trying to help.
And then she falls.
She slips and falls and then sees the frozen ass cat right there. Cat's like, meow.
With his eyes still being able to blink and shit, those cartoon eyes that they tried to edit on there. This shit is ugly.
Yeah,
This
that
shit was
was
ugly as fuck.
creepy. That cat was creepy before he was frozen.
Yeah, it was
I
an
don't
ugly
like it.
cat.
He's too fluffy.
No, he reminds me of Mr. Bigglesworth.
He's got one of those grumpy cat looks.
Mr.
I don't like it.
Bigglesworth before his fur fell
Okay, so
out.
this is when she's at the place reading
the
the book,
Grinch
and that's
specifically.
when
I thought there was like a correlation
reading
there.
the Grinch?
She was,
Yeah, she was reading the Grinch.
and then here he comes with his
Botox.
crazy looking, because she was looking at him like,
He
what
looked
the heck?
fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
He was like, oh, this, I got Botox.
He couldn't even chew his. He had a fruit cup, a peach fruit cup.
Peach fruit cup, and he couldn't even get it done. Just kept falling out. It was just grosser.
I know that made it look really gross.
But you know what's weird? Twice in this movie, he accidentally catches something, and I don't think it was supposed to happen. Like earlier, when he's on the phone talking to her, when they're talking about it, he drops the phone and it lands in his pocket.
Oh yeah,
And they never bring it up, so it's not like it was supposed to happen that way. But he's kind of just like,
kept it
huh,
like that.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. And then there's a scene around here where he does the same thing, where he drops something and he drops the pineapple or peach or whatever, and it drops right on his spoon, and he even has that look like.
He does.
They're like, we're going to leave that in there.
He's like, whoa, hey guys,
It's like, might as well keep going.
you catch that 1 in a million chance right there. It's funny, and I just thought it was funny because he
then
did that twice.
I actually like that. It doesn't matter how stupid it is or how minimal it is. I like
Yeah.
those scenes where they're just like,
Just
keep it.
dumb stuff. Yeah.
Well, yeah, because she's talking, because she's worried about
Yeah,
what's
she's
happening.
stressing out now.
And he's
She's-
not even listening to her because he keeps talking about his goddamn Botox.
Yeah, he's like, I can't even feel that. I can't even feel my face.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she's just freaking out and having a fit, and she's almost ready to lose it because she's just like, let's just give him Frosty. Let's just do, she's just ready to like, let's don't do all this. And then the ultimate happens. Blair calls, and she calls to say that she is already in Miami. This is Christmas Eve. She's in Miami on the way back. So basically, she is already flown from Peru and is at a layover in Miami.
Are you sure?
Yeah, that's a terrible layover.
I thought she was.
Well, maybe
gonna
that's not
be
the
in
first
Miami.
layover. I don't know. Some of those flights are really long. They just take a straight long ass flight.
I don't know.
Well, what I'm saying is because of where Peru is located to where Miami would be located, you would want to lay over in like Texas or something.
Yeah, you don't get a choice.
That's
not how
weird. I
that
don't
works.
like that.
It depends.
It
depends on
depends.
the flight.
It's
the
like,
cost,
What does she
You
do?
route,
She-
time.
You could go
cheapest air.
somewhere because sometimes, depending on the price, people have gone far, go here to come back here. Yeah, it's all kind of craziness that happens like that. That's not unusual.
Yeah.
So she's like, I'm coming home. I'm going to be there. And I can't wait to be there for the party. And I'm bringing my new boyfriend, Enrique.
No, they're engaged.
Yeah. You know, that's what she said. And he wants to marry me. And she's all happy.
Which is a weird way to say that anyway.
I know, right? She should have said it when they came there. Like,
He wants to marry me and I'm going to say yes. I was like, well, so did he ask you or not? Like, what?
No, she's like, what did you say? Or didn't she say something? So she's
I don't remember.
Yeah.
But
she's all excited, and he's looking like,
he's like, just say
Honestly,
no. Just
say no.
Just
please."
just say no. And of course she has to say, yeah, everything's gonna be the same as it always is.
Yes,
And
we're
he's
gonna
just
do that.
like-
Of course, we're having a party. Of course, we're doing this.
And now boom, here come more Christmas shenanigans. This motherfucker gotta
we
find
go.
a tree. He goes to buy one from the fucking Cub Scouts. They charge him $75 for twigs.
for a tree with like 3 leaves on it.
It had none.
No, it had
It
no
was
leaves,
twigs.
It was just
No,
twigs.
it had leaves on it, and then when he got back home,
Oh
it
yeah, it
didn't
blew
have
off because it
anything
was on his.
Fuck that shit.
So he decided he's gonna go to the neighbor, which is the only black neighbor in
The only black neighbor.
And,
Not like the only black neighbor.
They're leaving. I guess they're going to Christmas with family or whatever.
Yeah, he's going to his in-laws.
In-laws, yeah.
Yeah, and he's like, no, man. And then he's like, you know what? I'll pay you for it. Finally, he's like, all right. He's like, I'll make sure I leave it the way you have it. whatever. And so he agrees to it, and he decides to, he's like, just give me the key. I'll go in there or whatever. I'll get it, and I'll bring it back. He goes, gets the tree. But then, look at that.
Well, he gets Spike, Spike has also been harassing him about this fucking Frosty this whole time.
Yes.
He's been calling his house and shit. I'm like, yo, get your fucking kids, bro. Like, I will spray this motherfucker.
Wasn't he in one of those people? No, he wasn't in those people that was falling.
He was. No, he was.
Okay, I thought so. In the Mother Little Boys,
yeah,
too.
he was singing, too.
They were there. They were
kid
just
from
fucking
Malcolm in the Middle. Just so
Dewey.
you know. Yeah. That was his name, Dewey, huh?
It was Dewey, yes.
Okay. I thought I imagined that.
I wonder what that's short for.
I can't.
Dewart.
I swear to God. I feel like you don't even be thinking about the shit you say. You just say shit. Dewart? Are you kidding me right now? Dewart?
Yikes.
That's what you went with.
That's a name.
You went with Dewart.
She
and
did.
said it
Felt
with
right.
confidence.
Felt right.
Dewart. Yeah, so basically he enlists his help because I guess now that he's doing Christmas, it's all good.
Andrew.
No.
Dewey. Andrew.
No.
No. Dewey.
Dwight would be more closer to maybe like a Dewey nickname.
True,
Dwight,
maybe.
Dewey. But who looks at a kid and says Dwight?
Hey, that's another one. Look, that's another one of those names. See, you say Dwight, but white people say Dwight.
Who looks
Like
at
in
a
the
kid and
office.
says
Yeah.
Tracy?
So we got Dwight.
She apparently looks
What?
at a baby and says Tracy.
Because I wouldn't. I'm not looking at a kid and being like, that's a Tracy right there. Oh, hell no.
Okay, we
I
know
definitely
why.
wouldn't look at a baby and say, Nalita.
You don't know any others.
Now, let's be honest. Let's be honest. All of those are pretty bad, but at least Nalita means something for the most part. There's a who looks at a kid and says, Jana.
First of all, my name means heaven.
Yeah, sure, that's what they told you. Your name means nothing.
It's Arabic, and literally
Yeah.
Arabic people.
That's what they
the
want
people
you to
who
believe.
speak Arabic
Who
told me
That's
that.
who,
Yeah,
who?
I'm sure they
Tracy.
did.
That's who wants her to believe.
What?
Big who?
Big
Big baby names.
big baby names. Exactly, there it is. Big baby names. They want you to think your name's important. It's not. All names don't mean everything. Some of them are just names. You hear that shit, Darius? Your name doesn't mean shit, buddy. Sorry. You motherfucker. Your parents were trying to be unique, and now you have a stupid name for the rest of your life. Shadarius.
I think my brother's
I'll never
jealous
forget
of
you,
me.
Shadarius.
Wow.
You jealous?
I met that dude in Atlanta.
What?
We were living in Decatur. Yeah, I went to school with him. His name is Shadarius. Shadarius.
Dang. Black people.
Yeah.
Love y'all.
So creative.
Yo, crazy. Aqua Nico. You gonna tell me that that has a meaning to it? Nah, that was the attempt to be unique.
Remember the name I liked? I liked Aqua Nico.
What?
Wow.
It was Aqua. One of the names. Remember, I told you I liked the name a lot, and if I
Oh gosh, we don't even want to go
I named
there.
my backyard baseball player. That name. Remember backyard baseball?
Of course, I remember backyard baseball.
Anyway,
All right, so yeah, Luther gets the Botox. Blair's coming home now. Luther's desperate for the tree. He does the tree thing. They kind of fuck it up.
they do.
Bring it from
And
the
then
neighbor's
when he
house.
gets over there, she's like, "What is this stuff?" Because it's got all.
Oh yeah,
kind of
she was
stuff.
like Chicago Bears, Cubs. She was upset. I was like, "Well, we are in Chicago. Like, get the fuck out of here. Get off. Like, it's fine, lady. You didn't get the tree.
"Yeah."
In
So
fact,
they're
you
trying
didn't
to
get shit."
And then she goes to the grocery store trying to
this
get
one of my
that
favorite parts, actually.
Black Hills ham or whatever the
Honey
heck.
hickory
She literally-
hickory honey ham.
Black
She
Hills.
literally races another lady.
Well,
But
she
that
wasn't.
lady-
She wasn't aware of the race.
She
No,
was
at
not.
first, right?
The lady was like with her basket. Oh hey.
Because she asked clearly somebody she knows because she just touchy feely on everybody in this motherfucking store. When she asked him where the ham was, he was like, "Oh, if there's any, it's gonna be back there." And she's like, "Thank you." And that other lady was like, "Thank you." And she just she heard her and she started making her move too. And then she notices that they're keeping pace and she's like, "Oh fuck it." They start running. She get thrown into some shit.
She's in a basket. And she runs into the other lady's basket, and it takes her into the. Yeah, of course, you would notice those cookies, those Pepperidge Farm.
Oh yeah,
No, those are those fucking
Milano.
nasty ass Milano cookies. These are disgusting.
They're not nasty.
They are disgusting. No, they're not a
just
cookie.
overrated.
They're not cookies.
They're just overrated.
Like they don't get.
It's like a shortbread.
Nah,
cookie.
they don't
They're
get.
overrated.
They do not deserve to be put in the cookie category. I'm sorry.
So then she
They're
sees
barely a treat.
She sees a guy in the line with one of the hams since that lady got that one, and she's like, "I'll pay you for it." She's pulling out her checkbook.
She's
And
like, what about the
insane.
college tuition? I don't know how much money she gave them.
That's what
but
that's what I was saying, because it's insane to me that she was just like, I will pay any price above asking, is what she said to that dude. And he was like, we really want this
but
ham.
I guess his woman, his wife, or baby mama.
Yeah, she said something
I
about
hope both of those are empty.
She
Yeah,
said
are.
something about college. You know, it's never
It's never too late early to start thinking about
college for. And the wife was looking like, boy, you better give her that ham.
That's why I was like, how much did she bargain for? And so she walks out here. She's happy with the.
Like at least $350.
How much is the ham to begin with? I guess is the
Oh,
question. I
probably
don't know.
about $20.
I don't know.
2004.
I have no
Look,
idea.
That close to
I
Christmas.
never have bought a ham before. I have no
close
idea.
to
Look.
Christmas, I think the price went up.
I've never had ham in a can. That shit looks fucking weird. Because even she gets out, she loses his ham, and then it gets ran over by that truck.
Oh,
You know
The
God.
way it's squished,
It's
You know what it looked like?
Ugh.
You know what it looked like? It
Spam.
looked like, yeah.
That's what I was just
exactly
getting
what
ready
it
to say,
looked
like a big old thing of spam.
Isn't that what spam is? Like ham mixed with other
spam is something.
Hamish
It's
stuff.
It's definitely ham
I have
adjacent.
no idea. I've never eaten it at my life.
I've had spam
stuff.
before,
It's just- I don't hate it, but I
Yeah.
definitely
No, I don't hate it.
choose to eat it.
but I will. I'm not going out of my way. Like
These are my
Yeah.
children.
I have to be starving,
Yeah.
These are my
and it has
children.
to be available.
I can't eat it.
Y'all have
If
eaten stuff I ain't
need
never
meat,
ate.
That's your problem.
I only
Ugh.
tried it because other
Ham?
people eat that stuff like it's normal. So I was like,
Some people
I'll try it.
do.
I'm hungry.
That's like a dish. Like
Yeah, in some cultures, like the Native Americans, they throw down with the spam.
Hawaiians.
Yep.
Yeah, they do. Ugh.
Filipinos.
They like all that pork too. They like to have the pig,
Oh, yeah, they
whole
do.
pig roasting around. Ew.
Yeah.
You think they really eat pizza like that with the pineapple and ham
No,
on
I
it?
think that's something white people made up.
Because they call it a Hawaiian when you if you order it that way,
With
it's
ham.
called
Probably
a
because
Hawaiian.
it's pineapple
And I think that's a little racist because I feel like,
little
fuck you
racist.
guys. You don't know that. You guys, they probably be like, ugh, we don't eat pineapple on pizza. It's disgusting. Because who would? What kind of crazy
First of all,
person would eat like that?
That's
disgusting.
delicious.
Ew.
Fucking disgusting.
As long as it has meat, not like how Jay
No,
orders it with just pineapple.
on
That's
pizza.
fucking
Nah, I'm
weird.
sorry.
You better put some pepperoni.
Nah, you
or
just
some
take
shit on there.
take the pineapples off and eat a pizza like an adult.
All right, we're not going to settle
not
this.
like a
We're not
sociopath.
going to settle this today.
So
I don't
yeah,
think we
so
argue.
she loses the ham. Luther gets arrested
Oh yeah,
For the tree.
because they're like, "Oh, you're still in that tree." He was like, "No, we are borrowing it because a neighbor said I could," and they're like, "Lies." And they locked this dude up because they were like, he basically was like, "Hey, you got to let me out because I didn't do anything wrong." They were like, "You should have bought the calendar," and I was like, "That's illegal."
I know, but
I am about to own this station
But he ended up getting let out because
Yeah,
because
they
the
let him out
kid
the-
was like, "This is the key."
Yeah,
He's telling the fucking truth. They were
Right.
like, "Let him out."
and then,
and then Nora, she
comes back
she's called
with she
people.
comes back with trout.
Oh yeah, and she said she's called people, but they all
She's
have
like,
plans.
everybody's already got plans because, of course, they went out of their way to make sure everybody knew they weren't having the party.
It was like, yeah, well,
So she just ends up. They just end up inviting people. She
well, not
invites
yet.
A weirdo
They don't.
From the liquor
They don't
store.
invite. Well, she has to go get liquor. This dude is trying to put up the Frosty by himself.
Oh,
There's like a whole combination of shit
yeah.
happening here.
That's when she meets Marty.
He doesn't have a name yet. He's just some weirdo.
Oh.
So he's in the liquor store and he sees her, and I don't know.
He's
how
like,
they
"Hey,
started the
Nora."
conversation. Yeah, he knows their names, and then
Yeah,
she's
he
like,
said something. Yeah, my daughter's gonna buy. Oh, he's like Blair, like
like a weirdo.
and she's
I
looking
get-
at him like,
Thank
okay.
you. All of this shit is weird, and and the fact that
And
none of
by
it pays
this
off.
is the guy that played the Santa, that was the Santa Claus out there trying to hand him the umbrella. It's earlier.
Still fucking weird. Everything about this guy creeps me
It
the
was
fuck
kind of
out.
weird. It's so funny when I read when I see a weird character in a movie.
And people befriend him.
I be, you know what's funny? I be befriending the weird people because I'm not gonna have them have a bad day.
No,
and take it out on me.
It's so funny. One of the it was
it's twofold.
No,
though,
it was one of the what do you call them? The people who clean up, the custodian people at the job. And it was funny. We had a whole joke because he kind of liked Brittany, but he was like he was a little weird. He was a black dude.
There's always a
and then I found out. She said. Yeah, you didn't know he got fired? And she said something like he went off or whatever. Say, I see. That's why I always be speaking. I'll be like, good morning. How you doing? How was your weekend?
Make friends.
Or see, this is why it's twofold. Yeah, that's a good plan.
You make friends, but keep your distance.
No, see, you can't.
You can't.
Weird dudes are like that. There's no in between, right? They're either crazy or they're not. So here's what happens. Like, yeah, you like, make friends with the dude just in case he comes back and does some crazy shit. Sure. But you also make friends with this dude, and now he's like, that's my girlfriend. And then he kidnaps you, and you can't do shit about it. And you're just like, now you're in a situation where you're like, how the fuck did I get here? You were nicer than you needed to be. Give him
no, I'm sticking move nice.
You gotta give him.
Hey, how you doing?
Nope, don't even see. That's too much. That's too much.
That's still an invitation.
Because hey, how you doing is personal. It means you care. Just say good morning and keep it pushing because it's general as fuck. And probably don't even say good. Just be like morning. And just keep it moving. That's your safest bet. That way he'd be like, she acknowledged me, but she obviously ain't feeling me like that. Like, you know what I mean? But if you start doing too much, now you tied up in somebody's basement on an episode of Criminal Minds. Like,
no, but then I can be the negotiator and help them put the gun down.
You are not negotiating with crazy.
Put the gun down, Bob. It's gonna be all right.
No, what do you think? He's not even gonna have a gun. What are you talking about? He has got a hot knife ready to skin you. You talk about a gun. He's not here just to kill you. This is different. This is obsession. This is obsession. It's a whole nother ball game.
He's about to have a Jonna suit.
He's gonna be like goddamn Buffalo Bill, man. I'm telling you, watch out for this crazy. It's gonna make you put lotion on your skin and all that
shit. It puts the lotion on its body.
On its skin.
On its skin. Is that what he said?
Yeah, it puts the lotion on its skin, or else it gets the hose again. Have you ever seen Silence of the Lambs?
I've seen parts.
Crazy fucking movie.
Yeah.
Looks super
pretty good.
You know what's weird? I've seen a lot of scary movies, but there's a lot of shit I lock up in the vault because I'm like, I don't need to remember this shit.
And that's what I do, and why I don't watch them, because I don't need the vault open back up.
I don't voluntarily put the stuff in the vault. It's just like my brain says,
you gotta watch this stuff though, because it's almost like a manual for crazy. Like you gotta know what you're up against out there. you gotta know how to get out of a situation. Yeah, you gotta be like, all right, this dude is kidnapping blondes.
So this is what
I should be safe.
You know what? It's so funny. This just brings a thing to mind. I was saying it because we're gonna have it coming up soon. This active shooter thing.
Oh, that's
the trash can.
I was like, yo, what the fuck? We over here talking about scary shit, and then everybody heard. You all heard that in your headphones, right? Oh shit! My heart stopped a little bit, bro. I'm not gonna lie. That was it. I was like, fuck, it's real.
But I'm like, we about to do the whole thing, and I just said it because it's been being said. It's like we keep doing these active shooter things,
like
and it's
the
like
shooter
all you're doing
here.
is teaching the shooter.
So this is what they're gonna do. They're gonna lock up this door like this.
It's so
I'm like mad because I want to look around who in his joint is that, because they about to get the whole blueprint right
it's incredibly, now. It's an oxymoron as hell, because you can't. It's not an earthquake test, man.
All I know is I'm gonna probably blast through a window before I get shot at.
I tell you what, man, serpentine like a motherfucker.
What?
This is a serpentine.
Oh yes,
zigzag.
Oh,
don't stand it straight. I be shaking the fuck out of.
Yeah,
can't hold.
I played enough first person shooter games to know I gotta.
You gotta jump. You gotta get the jump going.
You gotta jump.
I don't know how good that works about the AR-15 though.
Look, it'll work. It'll work good enough.
It'll do something.
Most of these niggas don't know what they doing. They just fucking trash.
Remember, zig and zag.
Anyway. Back to the movie.
Okay, so Nora invites the weirdo from the liquor store.
Basically.
And he's just like, thank you, and disappears. I was like, so you weren't even in here to buy nothing? The fuck?
I know, he's looking at the liquor and stuff, and
he was waiting for her to say something.
He's like, really?
Oh man, I wish I was
And she's
invited
just
to a
like-
Christmas
and then
party.
She's like, I don't know who you are, but would you like to come to my house for a party? Like, what
Yeah,
kind of weird
fucking
shit
weird.
is that?
Just trying to make sure there's people at the house so their daughter
So
Blair
yeah,
doesn't feel
this dude
weird.
almost kills himself. Try to put up Frosty,
Oh my
Literally.
gosh!
and then
Literally.
the town comes, and this is like, and once again, what's his name? Frohmeyer.
Yeah.
Frohmeyer is supposed to be, at least according to Nora, and according to the looks he gave earlier in this movie, of an antagonist of some sort, but he's just a guy.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, let's help him. And then this is when this movie breaks down into the sappiest movie I've ever seen in my life. Like, all this shit everything about this movie goes out the window right now, and it becomes the
'cause at
sappiest
this
movie
point,
of all
he's
time.
hanging from the rope that he tried to hang Frosty with or whatever. And so he's hanging from it. The cops come, they call the cops. It's a whole spectacle. The whole neighborhood is literally making a crowd around him while they're trying to rescue
You gotta
him.
talk into the mic.
Sorry, while they're trying to
I'm just saying, we can hear you everywhere but.
while they're trying to rescue him. And so everyone's there, the cops, and then Frohmeyer, he convinces the whole neighborhood to help with their Christmas.
Yeah,
Yeah, this shit
because at
is
first
corny
they're
as
like,
fuck.
"Why should we help him?"
Yeah. And you know what's so funny? I always love a good mob because there's always a good line coming from a mob at some point. When they're like, hey, we got to help him. They're like, no, fuck this guy. Yeah. And he was like, yo, whoa, hold up,
Yeah,
hold
they were
up.
like, he's an asshole.
We're not doing this
everybody.
for him. We're not doing this for him.
We're doing it
this
for Blair.
She watched all of your kids. I was like, it's a little weird. All of them.
Well, she is older than most of
She
the
was
kids.
like, she
you
came
see.
home from summer every year and was here. And we all saw that she
Seems
was
like
here.
a real humanitarian.
Yeah,
Well, clearly she's in the Peace Corps.
right. That's the
This
thing.
girl is
See?
just riddled with white guilt.
I mean, I'd want to help out too.
Yeah.
She seems like she tries.
you don't
to
have
do
enough
things.
white guilt in you though.
Or any.
What are you talking about?
Like what?
I don't have any guilt. Okay, I just want to help people because I'm a good person. Okay,
I ain't helping nobody. You ain't helping me.
that's why you're the Grinch.
Okay, then and then
Family
if that
work.
person's not helping anybody's not helping, and then nobody gets
Hey,
helped.
and
That's why
then
you're
we'll
the
all
Grinch.
be fine.
You're the
Okay.
Grinch.
That way,
So-
when I rob somebody, nobody will help that
Wow.
person. Boom.
Okay. No. Anyway,
So
moving on.
now that he's convinced everybody to help with this Christmas party or whatever, I guess Blair's early and they
Oh, the flight
try
got
to get
in
the cops
early.
to pick them up or whatever. It
This
was
shit
just
is
funny
stupid.
because the first time we recognized that they put the cops that were holding their names, signs with their names. One says Blair and the other one says in dot Ricky.
Ricky.
Reeky,
R-E-E-K-Y.
Enrique.
Come on. You have a Spanish dude right next to you. Like, I don't believe that you got out there with that sign like that. That shit
True,
just
huh?
doesn't.
Enrique.
That shit doesn't fly with me because I'm like, you literally have a dude of Spanish descent. And you think he's not gonna know how to spell Enrique? Or at the bare minimum, did you try?
Doesn't look like
Did you attempt?
The white guy was like, "That's good enough."
In
She's like, she's like, oh wow, they're really going all out. Got a police.
as a police escort.
And then great, it's so funny. The kid, what's his name again?
Dewey.
No, his name is Spike.
Spike.
Oh,
Okay.
Spike. That's
Dewey
right.
is his name.
Oh.
Malcolm in the Middle.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You got
So
confused.
Spike.
I can see how that would happen.
He's just always going to be Dewey. But
Well, I don't know either.
Spike, I guess he's communicating with the cops on their
Yeah,
walkies
somehow
or
he's
whatever.
in charge.
And the cops are like, "I told you to stop using this thing or whatever this what was it called?"
But apparently, because his dad is in cahoots with pretty much fucking everybody,
Yeah, everybody.
They got to
Oh
listen
yeah,
to
because that's
him.
how he threatened them to go get her. Because he was like, "You need me to call the chief?"
Oh
And
yeah.
they're like, "No."
I'd have been like, call that motherfucker. Call the chief because I'm going to call the mayor and be like, yo, this dude is using unnecessary power to get us to do dumb shit that's not in our job description.
That's pretty illegal too, huh?
Yeah, it's all pretty illegal.
Yeah. But
Not
he
in
called
movie
them-
land.
Not in movie
And
land.
he's like, "No, this is important. You got to stall. You got to stall."
So they fake a disturbance.
First of all, he's driving all extra slow. He's like, "Why are you driving so slow?" He's like,
It's so funny. Yeah.
"We gotta be safe. We don't." want
No, it's because the other cop doesn't know. Only the one
Which
Cheech,
he should.
right?
Why is he not in on this? Why is
Well,
Jake
he didn't
Busey-
get
to give him
he
the
didn't-
memo yet.
Yeah, he didn't get to hear what the instruction was.
I'm sorry, but it was on walkie. It's not like that shit was
Well, he was in
silent.
the car by
He wasn't.
himself.
Yeah, he was in the car by
but then they
himself.
carried
At
No,
first.
they were
on.
driving when he called him.
No, not the first time.
No, when he tells him to stall the second time, when he tells him he needs to stall, they're all in the
true.
car. All 4 of them are in the car. Yes, they are all in the car already driving home when he's like, hey, we need you to stall. That doesn't make any sense. Why would they not be in the car? What were they doing?
Okay.
See, then it just doesn't make sense in general.
That's what I'm saying. They're in the car when he calls them to stall, and he's like, "We have to stall him." He was like, "Why?" Yeah,
and
he was like, "I don't know, fake a disturbance."
Did they do that thing where they act like people in the same room can't hear what they're talking about?
That's essentially what happened. Because they're right there in the back, and they're not even talking, so it's not like they're being talked over or anything like that. They're just silent, and he's talking to Dewey. He's not like, why do I keep calling him Dewey?
I was just getting ready to
But I'm saying it's not like he's being quiet either. You know what I mean? He's like, we need you to stall them.
And it's a kid's voice.
Over the voice. He was like, yeah, whatever you say,
that would
Chief.
be weird.
It's all so weird. And they fake a disturbance. It turns out there's an actual disturbance. Some guy is breaking in.
Robbing shit.
And he was like, so what do you want to do? He was like, nothing. Let it go. He was like, no, we can't let it go. We're cops. He was like, most break-ins happen on Christmas Eve. I was like, I know. The fuck?
And then the dude throws the thing that he's trying to steal, which is dumb, but okay.
I mean, the end of this movie breaks down pretty fast. Like
it does get dumber.
It gets dumber and dumber the longer it goes on.
At a certain point, the power goes out, right?
That was the power goes out.
That's yeah.
It goes back out because she's not home yet when the power goes out.
Yeah, no, she's not.
And then he was like, "Don't worry, I know a guy in Con Edison or some shit like that."
But why did the power go out? Because I put in my notes.
Oh, because the dude, one of the neighbors, the dude who's been laughing at everybody hurting themselves,
and he licking the.
He tries to plug something in and then it shorts.
Yeah.
He electrocutes himself and it shorts out. So that's what happened.
All right.
I know he was laughing at everybody.
So finally, the cops get there with Blair and Enrique, and the criminal's waiting in the car and convinces the kid to let him out.
Well,
he said he had to use the bathroom, right?
Well, this is they get there. Yeah,
I'm hungry.
Oh, hungry.
Like that.
He was like, I was only trying to steal food for my 4 kids.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he named them. What did he say?
Billy, Annie. The most just really
Tommy,
cliche names.
Yeah.
Very cliche names, and that
sure there was a Jimmy in there somewhere.
Yeah,
I think it was. Yeah,
the kid's like, "Damn, I can't do that to him. I'll let you out." He's like, "All right."
He's like, "But you gotta go right back." Yeah. He's like, "I promise."
Of course, that didn't happen.
Yeah,
and so everybody's meeting. This is when it becomes the cheesiest movie of all time. Everybody's meeting everybody.
Yeah, they
and Enrique meets Marty, who used to live in Peru. Go figure. And now they know Spanish, and now they're fucking singing in Spanish. And there's a fucking accordion out the fucking blue that Dan Aykroyd's jumping on. Him and John Candy will not.
Did he really play?
Yeah, him and John Candy will not miss an opportunity to put an accordion in a movie. I swear to God. Whatever, however they can get it in there, they will have an accordion in that fucking movie.
If I knew how to play the
Rest
accordion,
in peace, John Candy.
I would try and do that as much as I could too.
That John Candy gave a lot. He was supposed to do the Christmas Vacation and stuff like that, and he essentially just said he gave it to Chevy Chase because he said he didn't need it. He was like, no, let him get some. Let him get some go. He had that Adam Sandler in him too, where he was always helping his people out because he had Steve Martin, Dan Aykroyd. He had a lot of dudes under his belt that he was helping get roles that they probably wouldn't have gotten because they were going to go to John Candy.
Yeah, he was the guy.
He was that dude.
He was.
Rest in peace, John Candy.
So anyway, during all this is when
you looking up who John Candy is?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Terrible.
Wow. So this and then so they that's when he goes up there. The guy is up there trying to steal stuff.
Well, that's there's so much going on right now.
That happens.
Everyone's just loving each other.
Yeah. And then
they're giving speeches.
So the toast or whatever. He gives a toast like, "Oh, I'm so thankful, everybody, blah 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 blah."
Yeah, no one asked you for an exchange student.
From Nora. Then Nora's like, and she nudges and Luther. He gives a quick little.
Oh my gosh! Yeah,
no, he doesn't give a toast. He was like, "I ditto everything she said."
And then
that pissed her off too.
Luther still talks about wanting to get on the cruise. We still have time to get on the cruise and stuff like that.
Well, because he's drinking by himself in the kitchen.
Yeah.
And she goes over there. She's like, and I know, and I know that feeling. I know what she was feeling because it's just like you just really just won't not be an asshole right now. Get on that damn cruise. But it's like she's like, okay, get over it. Stop acting like a little jerky baby right now.
Nah, and I want to get on that cruise.
I don't blame him because he was looking forward to it since. Right after Thanksgiving, he was like, you know what? Cruise sounds really nice for us, you know?
Yeah, and if Blair didn't just happen to get on the phone with all these convenient things to say, like, oh, and we're still doing the Christmas party, and everyone's going to be there, and oh, I can't wait to eat some ham. And she's just like, she's breaking down. It's like, you have, sometimes you have to just say, that shit ain't happening this year. You were gone. We didn't even expect you back. We made other plans. I'm sorry.
I would quickly.
You could come back.
There would be no movie.
I'm Nora.
Yeah, I mean, there would still be a movie, but then the movie might have some actual conflict. Maybe she does get here. Maybe she's confused as to why they're not doing Christmas without her and everything like that. Like there's
That's
something.
A whole nother movie.
This section is a whole nother movie of just this party. Yeah. It's kind of irritating
because then it's the part where he goes over there and sees the Walt and
this comes out of fucking nowhere because it's so weird to me because he just was in there like arguing with his wife, like, I want to go on that cruise.
She made him feel like an asshole.
And then he goes out there and he's like,
he sees Walt and Bev.
You know what? I'm not going to be an asshole. Like, no, he didn't even fight for this shit. You gotta.
I guess he was trying to let it go because sometimes at a certain point when there's so much tension, even though you want to do something so bad, you just got to be like, fuck it.
I don't like it. He goes over there and he basically makes small talk with them and stuff like that, and then he comes back and he's like, hey, I got you these tickets.
It did seem like it hurt.
He said, we can't go on the cruise, so here's the tickets. You guys go. And they were like, well, John's supposed to be coming back. He's never coming. That's what even he was like, he hasn't been here in years. He's not coming. They were like, because they're trying to make excuses to why they can't go. Right. And he's just like,
get it, because it's an expensive gift.
But he even told him, he was like, everything's done here. Just go on a goddamn cruise.
But okay, look. When somebody offers me something, especially worth a few $1,000s.
Well, but he didn't. Like, but he also didn't like just give it to him out of the blue. He explains it like we're not going. You know what I mean?
And otherwise, it's gonna go to waste.
It's gonna go to waste. Yeah. So here you go. Go on this cruise. Enjoy yourself. You deserve it. It's just you two. Get away. Well, what about the cat? I can't leave the cat.
He's like, I'll take the cat. He's trained to say that, but he's like, fuck.
He was like, this doesn't mean I have to be nice to you, does it? He was like, no, man, I don't want you to be nice to me anyway.
He's like, good.
Old man.
Okay.
Oh, we also do find, because we kind of skipped it, but the dude, Marty, is the fucking Santa Claus dude. And I'm really disappointed that he wasn't like a magical character.
And he was. You didn't see the end when he made the Volkswagen. No.
We skipped a few parts.
Wait. We skipped a few parts.
You were half not paying attention.
We skipped parts.
What did we skip?
So, anyways, we see the guy frozen. Some random neighbor frozen. Because he tried
been up there trying to hold the Frosty
up. He's frozen the whole time. And then the boy catches the criminal trying to steal, and he tries to escape. And guess who stops him? That's when Marty, the Santa Claus, stops him with the umbrella.
And he's like, see, I told you need an umbrella.
Yes.
So wait, you're telling me that this nigga was magic?
Yes.
What happened?
He had a Volkswagen.
I saw the Volkswagen.
Right, you didn't see it? We see you weren't paying attention. It was like they showed it, and then they showed it being pulled by reindeer.
The fuck out of here, man.
Yes. So Marty was Santa Claus all along. The weirdo was Santa Claus.
So then, I feel a little more justified because I was like, the only way this dude is not creepy is if he turns out to be magic.
Yeah, he was. He just
fucking Bagger Vance and shit.
He just seemed like a weirdo this whole time until the very
it's just
end.
Weird, man. He could just show up and then be like,
know
Blair.
Everybody's name.
Yeah. And then that would have creeped me out though, because when he was like, yeah, my daughter's coming down, he was just like, Blair. The way he said it, I'd have been like, dog. We got to throw blows. What the fuck you mean, Blair? Why you say it like that?
Well, I think it's funny though when
fucking weirdo
Spike, the kid, catches that criminal, stealing the crank
He's like,
stuff.
but what about your?
He's like,
what about your kids? What about your kids? What kids?
What an asshole! What kids? That's pretty much the end of the movie. Marty's on his Volkswagen.
This movie breaks down. Like I said, this movie breaks down quick at the end, where it's just like it reminds me of what's the movie we did? Our Family Wedding. How like when that wedding finally happens, the movie just breaks down. It just goes, man. It just goes.
But that's the thing.
It's
just
like, all right, let's wrap it up.
Yeah. Pretty much. That's what it feels like.
It's like they just had to do a lot of random crazy shit.
This is how long is this movie supposed to be? All right.
My Family Wedding was funnier than I really
expected it to be.
Honestly. Whatever, you're a hater. Whatever, you know it was funny at some point.
There are times I liked it, but it's still just Carlos Mencia, man. It's just he
was okay in that movie though.
He is the extremely poor. Whatever's below that, and then whatever's below that. That's what he is. He's that guy's George Lopez. Wow. That's what the fuck he is. He wants to be George Lopez so bad. And he got punched in the mouth by George Lopez. It's fucking awesome.
Wow. I want to see that. I want to check out that show with him and his daughter.
Lopez versus Lopez.
Yeah,
I've heard. Yeah, I didn't just make that up. It's a weird thing to me. Yeah, I'm 100% sure. Look it up. Type it into your little devicey right there.
All right, I'm getting there.
Yeah, that looks like somewhere. I like George Lopez.
He's a funny dude.
I didn't know that.
I do not like his stand up that much. Like parts I do.
Some of it.
But it's also a cultural thing. There's a lot that I'm missing there contextually. So it's like, okay, that's not my fault.
His daughter looks like him.
She does. She does. Big time.
But yeah, so.
Female version.
Yeah.
So anyway.
We're here.
All right. Let's do it. Well, first of all, because we haven't done this in a while, because this is, there is criteria. But the criteria of this particular month is Christmas or non-traditional Christmas movie. So the first thing is answering that question, and then you're ready.
I go first.
Go.
All right. As far as non-traditional goes, when it comes to this category, I don't say it was necessary. It was very Christmassy. You know? I guess what would be traditional Christmas about it was that it was a white based Christmas scenario.
What the fuck?
It's very white Christmas.
I don't know what the fuck you talking about.
But I'm like,
I'm totally lost.
It's the kind of Christmas that probably very, very white people relate to more than anybody else. But
that could be.
It sort of fits criteria because it wasn't just like, we're doing Christmas. It was just like, oh shit, now we gotta do Christmas because we didn't plan for this, But I like the movie. It doesn't. It's not. I'm looking through it through new eyes.
Mm-hmm. I got you because we've seen it. We've seen it a few times,
and I still think that a lot of stuff in it. It's got the quirky, funny things in it. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
Low racist.
At times, yeah.
The movie doesn't flow completely the way, I feel like it should. So I'm going to give this movie a 4.5 out of 10.
Okay. Whatever. Go.
I was going to say she sounded hurt a little bit. So as far as meeting the criteria, it does for the first half of this movie. And then the second half of this movie, it definitely just becomes a Christmas movie. Yeah. Traditional Christmas movie. Friends and family, making sure that Christmas gets Christmassy. I would have actually liked to see them succeed in not having to do Christmas, and then it really would have hit the mark. But it didn't. And we had to do Christmas with smoked cods. Trout. It was trout, yeah. Other than that, this movie was decent. I didn't really and I think that's a lot of this is your fault because you have talked about this movie for a lot. So I don't think it lived up to what you were saying it was. But I think it's a decent movie. Tim Allen is hit or miss of me depending on the movie. And apparently Christmas is kind of his thing now. I don't know. It was and I like Jamie Lee Curtis. You know what I mean? She's no Sigourney Weaver, but it is what it is.
Movie. Jamie Lee Curtis, she's my favorite in this.
I like Dan Aykroyd too. I got a biasness for Dan Aykroyd, so anytime I get to see Dan Aykroyd and stuff, I'm always like, yeah, I'm with it. So I give this movie a 6. It's a decent Christmas movie. I probably wouldn't watch it again, but unless you made me.
You gave it so much.
Huh?
I'm surprised you gave it so much
because it had parts that I like comedy wise. It was good, and I think once again I said conceptually the beginning of the first half of this movie I like the him just not budging on the not doing Christmas thing.
You know,
and I
like
wanted
Grinchy shit.
I wanted more of that.
He's like Grinchy shit.
So what?
Okay, so this was my movie.
I'm out of that.
And
Yes, we know.
I do think it met the criteria because even though, right, I understand that in the latter part of the movie, it did get more quote unquote Christmassy. But if you look at it as the law of averages, then that's still the sum total makes it not
talking
so
in math terms.
Christmassy. So I still think it is a non-traditional Christmas movie. So I would say yes, it met the criteria.
Turn a movie into math. Who does that?
I know.
Me. Anyway, and then in terms of, and I agree, I've seen it lots of times, and I think I am looking at it a little differently, and in the transition from where it was in the beginning and to where it went, and then the things that were happening toward the end, kind of where you thought it was ending and then it really wasn't, and then all kind of just more random stuff was happening, and I still enjoyed some of the random stuff, but I do recognize that it was a little messy, for lack of a better term. So that kind of took me out, but it's still a movie I enjoy. So I'm still giving it. I'm gonna give it a 7.5 on the Christmas movies.
All right. And on Jonna, do you have a movie? Of course not.
So okay,
No one's shocked there that you don't have a movie.
I'm thinking things over.
Yeah, of course you are.
Of course you are. So what you got? It better not be nothing creepy.
I mean, yeah,
What
it
is
is,
it?
but it's
What
not
is
like
it?
super creepy.
What is it?
It's The Nightmare Before Christmas. Come on, man.
Okay.
I wasn't gonna be able to get
forgot you
through.
didn't pick that
I wasn't gonna be able to do Christmas without doing
But
my favorite Christmas
that a
movie.
non-traditional Christmas movie?
Is it a Please explain to me how it's a
kinda
tradition.
been tradition since it came
No,
out.
that's not what that
No,
means.
no, that's
though.
not what it
like,
means. Tradition.
Theme wise,
Okay, I get what you're saying,
like
yeah.
what's the movie? Christmas on 48th Street or whatever that
Yeah,
shit is.
that's
like,
very traditional.
That's a
Christmas
Christmas
movie.
movie. Even
Yeah.
the
I don't know
Santa
what
Claus
that
would be
is.
Or
technically
half
like.
of anything
What?
you would see
The
on.
Santa Claus.
Well, because anything once
Yeah.
you put Santa Claus and shit, it becomes
Yeah.
a traditional
Okay.
Christmas movie.
Yeah,
Like,
or
it doesn't-
even
the nut. What
the Nutcracker.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah,
Okay,
well,
the
that's-
Nutcracker.
I still don't see how that's Christmas, but whatever.
It is.
Yeah, that's what they say. But every time I look at it, I'm like, but it's
because they're toys.
yeah, but that doesn't make it
They're
Christmas.
And
Christmas
it's the Christmas toys.
I think that's more non-traditional
Nutcracker
than
is
most
very-
shit. I think it's because it's been ingrained in the culture of Christmas. Yeah,
what I'm
but
saying.
when I see it,
In
it
my-
still doesn't
Well,
give me
it's
Christmas
like- it's
vibes.
like
Nightmare
when you-
Before Christmas
look,
is ingrained in my
look.
culture of Christmas.
No, but I think
No.
that's from like farther
It's like
back.
what you
is
said
I mean.
about My Favorite Things, the song. It's like what,
Yeah,
why
it doesn't
is
give
that
me Christmas vibes.
But it
Yeah,
does
why
give
is that
Christmas
Christmas?
vibes, but it's not necessarily
just
a
naming
Christmas
stuff
song.
doesn't make it Christmas.
No, but it's been
Apparently,
associated with Christmas now.
That's what I mean.
forever,
Why is
right.
it
That's just
associated
weird.
with
It
Christmas
still
if
doesn't
that's
give me
not even a
Christmas vibes.
movie?
Because of when they released.
What movie is that?
I mean, because they were doing a Christmas
Sound of Music.
Yeah, and it was before the
That's
movie
probably a
had
Christmas
come out
movie
when
on
they
some-
did it.
on some sick
They
level.
did a Christmas time in the movie.
Well, see,
And
yeah,
so
that to me, that's why I was like, even in general, because we always have this conversation like whether Die Hard is a Christmas movie or not, and like technically, no, it's not. But here's the thing: most Christmas movies, like Home Alone, is considered a Christmas movie. Mm-hmm. Is it about Christmas in any way? No,
not really. Right.
So
Exactly.
what makes something
Anything
a Christmas
that's
movie?
around Christmas time.
adjacent.
Snow.
That's really what it comes down to.
Right.
Snow, anything that has to do with Santa Claus.
Like Halloween
Christmas,
isn't about
no,
Halloween.
He said it. Christmas adjacent.
It's just Christmas
is
adjacent.
in the overall.
feel
Like very
Oh, no,
few
no.
movies are just like, this is Christmas.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah.
I mean? Like where it's like, this is a movie about Christmas.
Right.
100% in your face Christmas.
Right.
Hallmark
Sunday.
all Hallmark movies around Christmas time.
And-
Right.
But none of them are about Christmas.
Right. But those
They're
would
always
be-
about some
But
business
those
lady.
would be more. I would say
Would you say any of those movies qualify?
no.
We're not
Not
doing
most
them.
of those.
Get your
We're
shit
not doing
together. Find a movie.
Exactly.
No, we try to just use
I'm curious, 'cause
one of the
Lindsay
50 goddamn
Lindsay
Christmas.
Lohan
Be
I guess
creative.
made a new Christmas.
And look, if we can avoid more of that Lindsay Lohan,
If
we
that
can.
movie, if that movie was not in the movies, I would say I would want to do that movie. What is it? Violent Night.
Violent
that-
Night. Oh, when
yeah.
is that coming out? Probably
it's out.
January.
No, it's out already in the movie. Oh, you mean when it would be big? It's out in the movies.
Then let's go see it and then do it.
You gonna take notes in the movie theater?
Fuck yeah.
See what?
Violent Night.
That's a new movie?
Yes.
I've never seen the preview.
You haven't?
You gotta show
John
it.
Leguizamo's in it.
Really?
Yeah.
David Harbour.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
I'm
the
in it.
dude that played
Let's see it.
in Black Widow, ain't
What
it?
day does it come
Yeah.
out?
Yeah.
What day does it come out?
It just came out last week.
Yeah, that's what she
do it.
said.
Let's do it.
I say we do it.
Let's do it.
When is this gonna happen?
Well, let's
I
do it in
don't
the
know.
next.
Just like-
Let's do it sometime next week.
no, not gonna work.
What do you mean?
Next
What-
week is Six Flags. We're going on Sunday. You
Friday
work on
night.
Saturday. No, I'm not. It's Friday. Friday. We're gonna do the thingies,
What are
the ornaments.
ornaments?
All right, we're talking about it too much. We're next episode will be Nightmare Before Christmas.
Okay.
So
That's
yeah,
fine.
so you
I
can
do
endure that.
one.
It's not
Yeah,
bad.
I know.
You know, she tried to. She didn't want us watching that when it came out.
I did not.
I know.
She hit us with that. She hit us with that witchcraft devil
she
stuff.
saw it on, she should be like, I don't like that.
I don't like all that. It's devil.
I still don't.
You know what Nightmare Before Christmas is? It's the devil.
Shut up.
Tell us how you really feel.
No, you know what? You've upgraded. And on that note, Jonna, take us out.
Jibba-da-jow.
Mom.
I got nothing.
No, go on. You got
can't. I
this. You just
can't.
gotta
Pick-a-back-boo.
see. You're forcing it. You gotta.
Family reels out.
You just. See,
No,
that's better.
That's so simple.
But you gotta let it flow. See, when you do, you go, "Hey, I go." You just let it. You're forcing it.
Okay, can you come with anything else but hey, I go home?
First off, no, because that's the catchphrase. Why would I change my catchphrase? You little crazies.
Whatever.
All right,
Goodbye.
That's good. You guys good?
We're good.
I'm still trying to think.
Bye.